Marcian was a significant, though often overshadowed emperor who played a key role in the late stages of the Roman Empire. His reign, though short, from 450 to 457 AD, marked a critical transition in the history of the Eastern Roman Empire, Byzantine Empire, as it dealt with the complex political, military, and religious issues of the time. His leadership was largely characterized by administrative reform, military defense, and his strong stance on religious orthodoxy. Marcian was born around 396 AD in the province of Thrace, in what is now modern-day Bulgaria. Little is known about his early life, but it is believed he came from a humble background. Marcian's rise to prominence was tied to his military career, where he gained experience and recognition, especially in the service of Emperor Theodosius II. By the time of Theodosius II's death in 450, Marcian was a well-regarded general, albeit not yet at the center of imperial politics. When Theodosius II died without an heir, his sister, Pulcheria, took control of the Eastern Empire as regent. Pulcheria was a devout Christian and an influential figure in her own right. It was under Pulcheria's influence that Marcian was chosen to become her husband and co-emperor. Their marriage in 450 was a political alliance that ensured stability in the empire at a time when both internal and external threats loomed large. Marcian ascended to the throne in 450 following the death of Theodosius II and was officially crowned as emperor. His reign coincided with a turbulent period in the history of the Roman Empire. In the West, the Western Roman Empire was in the throes of decline, while in the East, the Byzantine Empire was striving to maintain its territorial integrity against various barbarian groups and internal divisions. One of Marcian's first challenges was dealing with the Huns. In 451, the Eastern Empire was forced to respond to Attila the Hun, who had invaded Gaul and was threatening the empire's borders. Although Marcian was not directly involved in the Battle of the Catalonian Plains in 451, where Attila was ultimately repelled by a coalition of Roman and barbarian forces, his diplomatic efforts to secure peace with Attila were crucial. Marcian agreed to a peace settlement with the Huns, paying tribute to Attila in return for the cessation of hostilities. This was a pragmatic move, ensuring the empire could focus on internal consolidation rather than military overreach. Marcian also made significant reforms to the military. He aimed to reduce the reliance on barbarian mercenaries, which had been a source of instability under previous emperors, especially as the barbarian groups within the empire gained power and influence. He took steps to strengthen the Roman military by re-establishing discipline, improving the training of soldiers, and making strategic reforms in the way the Roman legions were organized. On the economic front, Marcian's reign is notable for its fiscal stability. He inherited an empire that had been financially strained by wars, bribes, and excessive taxation, but under his leadership, the Eastern Roman Empire began to recover. Marcian implemented measures to curb corruption, and his administration made efforts to stabilize the currency. Though his reign was brief, these reforms laid the groundwork for the empire's survival for decades after his death. Religiously, Marcian is perhaps best known for his role in the Council of Chalcedon in 451. The early centuries of Christianity were marked by intense theological debates, and the empire's leadership often played a pivotal role in shaping the direction of Christian doctrine. One of the major issues during Marcian's reign was the ongoing conflict over the nature of Christ and the relationship between his divinity and humanity, a debate that had been divisive since the Council of Nicaea in 325. The most prominent of these debates centered around the teachings of Eutyches, who advocated for a doctrine known as monophysitism, which argued that Christ had only one divine nature, rejecting the belief in the full humanity of Jesus. To resolve these theological disputes, Marcian convened the Council of Chalcedon, which was held between 451 and 453. The council condemned Eutyche's monophysitism and established the doctrine of the two natures of Christ, affirming that Christ was both fully divine and fully human. This decision became a cornerstone of Orthodox Christian theology. Marcion's role in the Council of Chalcedon was instrumental in shaping the religious landscape of the Byzantine Empire, and the outcomes of this council would have lasting consequences for the empire's relationship with various Christian sects, including those who rejected the Chalcedonian definition. In addition to his work on the theological front, Marcian took steps to protect and strengthen the Church. He supported the clergy, promoted the construction of churches, and sought to ensure the faith remained strong throughout the empire. His commitment to Christianity further solidified his standing as a ruler aligned with religious orthodoxy, a key feature of Byzantine imperial rule. Marcian's reign, though marked by relative stability and reform, was not without its challenges. In 453, Pulcheria, his wife and co-empress, died. Pulcheria had been a powerful and respected figure, and her death left Marcian without the key political ally who had supported his rule. Shortly after her death, Marcian fell ill and died in 457, possibly from a stroke or an illness. Marcian's death marked the end of a relatively peaceful period in the Eastern Roman Empire. His successor was Leo I, who had been a close associate of Marcian and who would continue many of his policies. Leo I's rise to power also marked the beginning of a new chapter in the empire's history, as Leo solidified his authority and began to engage more forcefully in the political and military challenges facing the empire. Marcian's reign is often considered a stabilizing force in a period of immense uncertainty. Though his time as emperor was short, Marcian's leadership left a lasting impact on the Eastern Roman Empire. His fiscal reforms helped to restore stability, while his military policies aimed at reducing reliance on barbarian mercenaries would have long-term consequences for the empire's strength. His religious influence, particularly through the Council of Chalcedon, shaped the course of Christian doctrine in the Byzantine Empire and the broader Christian world. His efforts to stabilize the empire and maintain its traditions laid the groundwork for his successors to carry forward many of the initiatives he set in motion. In an era defined by threats from the Huns, the fall of the Western Roman Empire, and religious strife, Marcian stands out as a ruler who, though relatively little known, played a significant role in securing the Eastern Empire's future. In conclusion, Marcian's reign was an important, albeit brief, period in the history of the Roman Empire, and his legacy endures in the political, military, and religious reforms he enacted during his time as emperor.